Paper Mario Color Splash is very wrong.
Paper Mario Color Splash. You might have heard me tease about this game before. Color Splash, despite its clever writing, beautiful graphics, and a well-crafted world, lacks the heart and soul of the first two Paper Mario games. And that's evident later on, since we got Color Splash and Super Mario Run on the same year, which neither of them are good, and have both suffered from the same generic Toad spam. While Nintendo was making bad Mario games, forcing me to boycott, and now we've come full circle. Where do I begin with this piece of crap? I remembered seeing the trailer back in 2016, and I was a little optimistic. Too bad I was dumb enough to not notice the dislike count from that video, and not realize that Sticker Star sucked. So I bought the game when it launched, went back home to play it, and got stuck on the first boss and never touched it again. Luckily, I had the original Paper Mario downloaded on my Wii U, so I played that instead and said, now that's a Paper Mario game. Paper Mario Color Splash is one of the worst, if not the worst game I have ever played since Mario Party Star Rush. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about why it sucks. But before we begin, let's dive into the positives. I'll admit, there are some positives to this game, just some. None of these are factual reasons why the game is good. This game is still hot garbage. So to start things off, number 1, the opening. This game starts off with a very promising intro to the story. Peach and Toad arrive at Mario's house on a stormy night and show him a letter. Turns out that letter is a bloodless corpse of a toad! Sorry, I had to. Mario recognizes the stamp on his head, and it looks very similar to Prism Island. So the three sail off to Prism Island to see what the fuss is about. This is a much better introduction than Sticker Star. It gets you invested to the story with the severe problem, and gets you asking, who could have done this? It's a shame because the rest of the story throws all of that out the window by the time you arrive, but more on that later. Number 2, the jokes. I really hate admitting this, but Paper Mario Color Splash has the most hilarious writing I have ever seen in a Paper Mario game. The first 3 Paper Marios were no stranger to clever writing, probably because they all had a focus on story in mind. But with Color Splash, despite not having an interesting story, they got around this by giving the generic NPCs silly one-liners that will catch you off guard. Here's some examples of how funny the humor is. If this was made as a comic book instead of a game, I probably wouldn't be making this video. It generally feels like Mario is in the meta era of Sonic. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You know what? Let's try something.
Hey! I've been looking for you, Baldy McNosehair. Who are your friends?
Okay, moving on. Number 3, the graphics. This game may be bad, but holy mother of Linguini, the graphics look amazing! Ever since the release of Sticker Star, the art style was changed to make the world look like it's made of handcrafted materials. But with the power of HD graphics, it's been perfected in this game. The trees are made of cardboard, certain areas are blocked off by tape. There's even a white outline on the paper characters to make them look like well, you get it. Even the water is made of paper. And it's still wet for some reason. Yeah, I don't get it either. Number 4, the music. I'm not sure how I'm gonna put this in words, so I'll just play a few samples of some of my favorite tracks in this game. I just wish this game was as good as the music. Number 5. I think Huey was a much better party member than Kirsty.
This is a bucket.
Okay, sure, he still doesn't help you in combat, and he can sometimes get mad at Mario, but I'll take him over a bratty crown any day. Plus, some of his hints can be useful. I guess. Number 6. I like that the Toads have some unique outfits. They do stand out as interesting characters compared to the rest of the generic Toads. Okay, these designs are not as good compared to Thousand Year Door, but it's something. Number 7. I like... I can't think of anything else. Well, I delayed the inevitable long enough. Now brace yourself as I tear this game to shreds like a piece of paper in a shredder. This is the worst Mario game of all time. Paper Mario Color Splash. Let's start off with the story. Like I said before, the first cutscene starts the story off very well with a mysterious conflict. When you arrive at Port Prisma, all the colors from the town are almost drained away. Even Huey, the talking paint can, starts crying when the paint star's gone missing. So, who's responsible for stealing all the paint? Freaking Bowser, of course! Who would've guessed? Okay, sure, Bowser was the main baddie in the original Paper Mario, but in here, the stakes are higher than before. Bowser stole the Star Rod, an object that can grant wishes. With the threat already established that he can just wish for whatever he wants, raises the tension so high. And not all Mario RPGs had Bowser as the main baddie. Remember Grodus, Shadow Queen, Count Bleck, Dimentio, Cacletta, Fawful, the Shroobs? It's interesting when Mario faces off a new foe because they've proven to be more powerful than Bowser and serve as a major threat to the Mushroom Kingdom. I'm not saying you shouldn't use Bowser as the main baddie, but if you are, do something interesting with this concept. One thing I hate in the 3DS Wii U era is that most of the Mario games always have Bowser steal Peach. I get it, that's what he did before, but with each new game we've been getting, it's been overdone. Also, he didn't steal them on purpose, he just wanted to color his shell. But that still doesn't change anything. He's still the final boss in this game. It's a shame because a lot of games before this era gave Bowser some cool factor and funny dialogue. But here, he acts like an idiot. Not a good start so far, and we haven't even talked about the gameplay. Oh boy, I'm ready to talk about the gameplay, because it sucks so much. This might sound like I'm treading the same ground from my Sticker Star video, but it's literally just Sticker Star 2. You run across linear levels collecting paint, cards, coins, and occasionally solve puzzles. You can fight enemies by using your paint and cards to attack them and get more coins when you defeat them. There's still no experience after battles, you still get way too many coins to max out your coin count, and since the game gives you so many attack cards, there's no point in backtracking to the main town to restock your battle cards. No party members, no equipable badges, no reason to fight the enemies other than to waste your time and resources. However, this feels like Sticker Star, but worse. Let me explain. Please excuse the bad iPhone quality, but this is literally how you're supposed to play these fights. On the gamepad, you have to scroll through your cards and drag the ones you want to use on the card slots. Then you can tap and hold them to color them. The more paint on your card, the better the attack. And after that, you can flick the cards right into the TV and Mario can attack. What the ass? Paper Mario 1 and 2 had traditional RPG UIs. All you need to do is select the attack you want to use with the press of an A button. Even Sticker Star did this, and that game had a pointless battle system. But here, it's the same pointless battle system, but made more tedious. Why the hell do I need to do all the dragging and tapping when selecting with A works so much better? Not to mention, when you have so many cards in your inventory, you have to waste even more time constantly scrolling with the stylus just to find the card you want to use. And for the painting process, while the idea is good on paper, it's bad in execution when you find out that most of the cards are one-hit KOs to the enemies. Sure, not all of them hit in one shot, but one time I decided to use a worn-out shoe with no paint on it, and it almost killed him in one hit! Look at his health! This is the equivalent of half a heart in Minecraft! And that was from a worn-out shoe with no paint! Then I tried that again with a different enemy, and it killed him in one shot. Painting cards wastes your resources. Besides, why paint the cards when there exist cards that are already painted for you? Mario is overpowered in these fights, and it adds no challenge to the game. And don't even get me started with flicking the cards. This shouldn't be in the game. Why not let me attack when I select done painting? This serves no purpose other to be an extra useless click. It's a forced gimmick for the gamepad that Nintendo wants to utilize and say, "Hey kids, look at the cards flying to the TV! You did that! You! Isn't the Wii U gamepad interesting?" No, it isn't! Also, get this. Nintendo and Intelligent Systems may have noticed that the battling is pointless, so they try to get around this by giving you hammer scraps every time you win a battle. These scraps can be used to increase your max paint every time you fill up your meter, allowing you to store more paint inside your hammer. Having said that, you might think, "Oh, so you pretty much just debunked your complaint about battles being useless, right?" Wrong! This game showers you with so many resources. Since paint can be gathered so easily, you'll never get to a point where you'll run out of paint. There was times when I was running low on paint, yes, but paint can literally be gathered at any time at any level. Whack this tree, whack these pebbles, whack this giant coconut. Sometimes paint in the environment rewards me with more paint, not just cards or coins. Beating a level rewards you with a lot of coins and paint. When I said this game showers you with resources, I mean it. Hell, you can get paint in the open field. Why do I need to get scraps when the game can give me more paint for free? These hammer scraps are not worth your time and only make the battling even more pointless. And the worst part is, you don't even need to fight the enemies. Come on. Why bother scrolling your unorganized cards? Why bother waste your paint on your attacks? Why bother do that damn flick gimmick? Why bother collect scraps for your paint hammer? What if I were to tell you that there's a way to win these fights without losing your resources? Ladies and gentlemen, the flee button! Okay, sometimes it doesn't work, but most of the time it makes the enemy disappear in the overworld. Just smash the A button and you're on your way. There's no consequences for doing this. You don't even drop any coins like the first two games. Running away is the most overpowered move in this game. It doesn't matter if you trip and fall. Just try again and you'll eventually get away. See? That guy is gone, so why should I care? Oh dear, I tripped and fell again. Good thing not every enemy attacks on the same turn, and good thing their attacks are weak, otherwise I would have been a dead man. This is how you win fights. There's no other option. Wait, what? I ran away from those shy guys, and it didn't count as a win? I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm glad it's finally punishing me for running away from fights, but I'm also pissed that I'm forced to use the battle system. Okay, so apparently there are scripted fights that force you to battle the enemies. If you win the fights, you get to progress in the story. If you run away from them, you have to try the fight again. On one hand, this is good because it rewards you with more progression in the level. But on the other hand, it's bad because you're forced to do the stupid battling system. And I'm sick of doing the motherfucking flick thing! Whoever came up with it deserves a demotion! Ugh. That's it. I'm done ranting about the battle system. What else do we got? So the battling system is not the only thing wrong with this game. This game also has a world map system. I am sick and tired of every 3DS and Wii U game throwing you into a linear world map with connected levels. It was so overdone that it makes me hate world maps. This was also a problem in Sticker Star, but I'll give Sticker Star a pass. For once. It's a portable game, and it's meant for short playtimes. But this is a home console game! Wouldn't it make more sense to make a big interconnected world? Like they did in the first two games? It's clear as day that they wanted the world map in so tiny little kids could easily access this game and not get lost. How ironic, because this is one of those where the hell do I go games. Just like Sticker Star, sometimes you'll hit a roadblock and have no idea where to go. Let's look at this example. I'm supposed to get into that door right over there. Problem is, it's blocked off, and there's no way around it. So, what do I do? Oh, silly me. How could I forget to find a hidden hole on this lifting pillar? I guess it's my fault for not having the common sense to go there when the game never tells you about it. Or what about this part right here? This is a minigame where one of the toads has the key. It's always given to the folded one, but when you select him, it's incorrect. I got stuck on this puzzle so many times that I had to look up a guide, and you'll never guess what you're supposed to do. You need to color the folded toad with your paint hammer. And even then it's wrong! I agree, Huey. This is a big scam. Here's another problem. There's a fan blowing into the environment. Not only is it preventing me from going up, but it's also blocking access to the bridge. I have to get to the other side to reach to the fan. So, what do I do? Why, I just press the Y button to use the cutout technique. Ugh. And this is where we segue to the most annoying gimmick in the game. The cutout technique is the most tedious and repetitive mechanic in the entire game. All you do is draw an outline with your stylus, and depending on the puzzle, you can get Mario across, use thing cards, more on that later, and find secrets. This mechanic is one of the biggest reasons why the Wii U was utilized poorly. Most of these games are tied to the gamepad, and it forces you to use it whether you like it or not. Sticker Star had a similar mechanic called paperization, but in here, that makes sense. There are missing scraps that are torn out from the environment, and you have to find missing scraps to continue. But in Color Splash, there's nothing special about the cutout technique. You just draw the outline, and boom! Puzzle solved. You don't even need to be accurate with your tracing. Just slide your stylus on the outline. And the worst part is, there are so many puzzles just like it. Can't reach the giant fan? Just use the cutout technique and walk on the mountain. Can't get to the water wheel? Just use the cutout and walk right. Oh dear, these steps are broken. Logic would say to fix these stairs or find a replacement, right? Wrong! Use the cutout to get across. This is not a fun mechanic, and it gets old very quickly. But then the game pulls this bullshit when it expects you to use the cutout on specific spots. I lined up that square mountain. Why isn't it working? What exactly am I doing wrong? Oh, so now you want to work? Right after I step off the dock? How the hell was I supposed to know that? Oh, come on, what do you mean I'm doing this wrong? Just let me use it, damn it! What? Why the hell is this game so damn picky? But this here is the worst one. I need to reach the paint star over there, but I can't go there because the cutout just won't work. What am I doing wrong? What am I supposed to do? What do you want from me, game? You want to know the solution? Just talk to the male toad and he'll fix the sign. Then it will work.
How would anybody know to do that? You go through the whole game, all of a sudden they throw you a curveball and change the fucking rules.
Not only is this game a bad entry in the Paper Mario series, but it's also badly designed. It forces you to solve terrible puzzles and expects you to know how to solve them. It constantly pauses your progression over and over just to use the gamepad's mechanics that are not necessary. The story is bland and feels non-existent, discouraging the player to press on. And the battles were still not fixed from Sticker Star. Not even the hammer scraps can fix it. So, just run away from the enemies. Save your coins, cards, and paint until you reach to the bosses. Oh wait! The bosses require special cards in order to defeat them! But the game still never tells you about this, nor does it tell you where you need to find said things!
I'm like, wait, what, really?
It's like it gets shittier the more you know about it! What college did these designers go to?
Let me tell you a story. On my first playthrough, I got to the first boss. Also, wow, the Koopalings are back. Who would have guessed? I made it to the phase where he lights his hammer on fire. I looked at my cards and thought, oh, I have a few ice flowers with me. I can use it to put out the fire as a counterattack. So I used the ice flower, and it didn't put out the fire. Thus, he killed me in one hit, giving me a game over. After that, I gave up. I booted up the original Paper Mario and never touched this game again. Until today, of course. Things make a return from Sticker Star. Once you collect one, it immediately gets converted into a card, and you can use it in battles as a powerful attack. However, things can also be used to solve puzzles in the overworld. Though there is a plus side. You can now use Thing cards at any time since they're right in your inventory. You don't need to go back to town to convert it into a card like in Sticker Star.
That's good.
However, they're still held back by the same problems. Since the game never tells you where you need to use your things, you can end up wasting them before realizing you needed that specific thing to beat a boss or solve a puzzle.
Ooh, that's bad.
And the worst part is, if you use the wrong Thing card, nothing will happen and you'll lose it. For example, this puzzle requires the fan card, so I plop the card down and a cutscene plays. But let's see what happens when I try using the lemon card. Nothing. I don't even get it back. It's just gone. Okay, sure, you can backtrack to town just to buy that thing again, but it doesn't help that you still have to go all the way back to the same spot just to try that puzzle again. Believe me, if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna be doing a lot of backtracking in this game. Also, remember that story of the first boss? I talked about it with my friends, and they said I needed a fire extinguisher to put out the fire.
What?
I had no idea that there was a fire extinguisher in this game. Back in my first playthrough, I didn't even find it, and I still didn't find it while recording this. But I'm too burnt out from all that bullcrap, so you know what? I give up. I'm never gonna beat this game, and even if I did, it wouldn't be worth it. And I've seen other people play this game, and based off of what I've seen, it gets worse from here. And just to prove you guys I'm not judging the game based off of World 1, let's look at a later chapter from my friend's save file. Sniff It or Whiff It makes a return from Sticker Star. You remember this, right? It was this fun game show where you answer true or false questions and whack a lot of Sniff It interns, while the poison gas fills the room and slowly drains your HP. It's one of the rarest moments where I actually had fun with Sticker Star, but in Color Splash, they butchered it. Oh God, they butchered it! Every round, they show an attack card for a brief moment. You have to guess by selecting cards from your inventory and match them with the correct card. Do you have the correct card? Great, move on. Do you not have the correct card? Too bad, because we're gonna count that as an incorrect answer, all because it wasn't perfect. Even if you get 2 answers correct, that one card that you don't have will still count as a wrong answer. Why is it even called Sniff It or Whiff It when all you're doing is guessing with cards? Also, if you get too many wrong answers, it's back to the game over screen with you. Way to punish the player for not bringing the right cards. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to talk to the Sniff It and he'll give me the cards I need. Like hell I'm supposed to know that!
What? You didn't even have me, oh my god!
You're kidding me! You have a deck of 30 cards, and you won't give them to me because my inventory is full? That means up until this point, 1/3 of your inventory is worthless! Why does the level give you so many free cards, only for this level to say, "Hey, you have too many cards. Throw some out." Oh god, I can't take this anymore! This game f***ing sucks! Man, I did not have fun playing this game. After my recent playthrough, I can still say that this is the worst game I've ever played. Not only is it a bad entry that doesn't hold a candle to the first 3 Paper Marios, but it's poorly designed with its confusing puzzles, useless combat, and forced gamepad uses. It didn't even have an interesting story or unique characters, except Huey, which is what the first 3 Paper Marios were known for. And the worst part is, there's concept art that shows us unique characters for this game, but it was all scrapped for unknown reasons. Why? These characters look so much more unique than the generic toads we got. If they would have kept them in, then maybe the story could have improved and I wouldn't be complaining about it. Even Bowser gets some cool concept art. He was gonna be possessed by a cape. Why did they scrap all of this? Why did they spend so much time making characters we were gonna love, only to have them thrown away just to give us a boring story with generic toads? Are you intentionally trying to ruin the legacy of Paper Mario? Because that's what it looks like. Look, I know there are some people that love this game. I don't know why you would love this game, but whatever. And I know what you're all gonna say to me. It isn't fair to compare this game to its previous entries. It's an action-adventure, not an RPG. If you look past the bad stuff, it's actually good. Sure, it's not a good Paper Mario game, but it's still good in its own right. It's a Mario game. You shouldn't expect anything from a kid's game. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm not gonna take any bullshit for nothing. I'm gonna judge the game based off its predecessors because this is a mainline entry to the Paper Mario series. And since this game is a Paper Mario game, it still counts as an RPG. You run around overworld levels, start battles when you touch an enemy, and gain resources if you win. It's just done badly. I'm not gonna look past all the bad things in this game because excusing terrible game design is not a good way to judge a game. Just because the graphics, music, and writing are good doesn't mean it's worth playing. This game is still badly designed. It only fixes a few problems with Sticker Star and leaves everything untouched. I played Thousand Year Door when I was young, and I was smart enough to figure it out. I played Color Splash when I was a teen, and to this day, I still couldn't figure it out. And no, don't give me the "it's just for kids" excuse. Not even Sticker Star can get away with those words. Speaking of Sticker Star, Kensuke Tanabe was asked about the negative reception, and he said that he wasn't surprised that the series veterans didn't like it, because he made a game for 7 to 10-year-olds.
They have something that people want, but they want other people to want it? Or they're somehow serving the game itself without caring what customers think?
Paper Mario is not just for kids. Any Mario fan of any age can get into it. There's a reason why I theme my channel off of Nintendo content, especially Mario because he means so much to me. The reason why I'm heavily criticizing this game is because this is a franchise I care about. It's okay to hate a game for being a Chinese bootleg, a rush buggy mess with high expectations, a trend with too many microtransactions and a toxic fanbase, or even having little content priced at $60. But I don't know. A bad game that does dirty to a series I love is just heartbreaking to me. Well, that's my review of Color Splash. How could Nintendo release a game like that? It's like they don't care about the fans anymore. Oh. Well, that makes sense. Even after all the hate Sticker Star got, this game officially stated that it's never going back to its roots. Any chance for the old style to come back is just gone. It may have potential, but it's not utilized properly because how much it's tied to Sticker Star. And we'll never get a true successor at Thousand Year Door because of this game. Paper Mario is dead. Well, at least the game sold poorly. Maybe they noticed they're doing something wrong and might want to try to fix it.